Hey, what is up guys, my name is Rosile, and today I'll be bringing you a new tutorial on how to build a suburban mansion. Now this house features a stylish realistic design in which one can use in a modern day setting and features a very large interior with its 3 floors and spacious 2-car garage. Not only that, but it comes with a beautiful wraparound porch and plenty of other things that make this an awesome home to build and play with. So with all that being said, let's get right into building it. Now first up, we will lay out the walls for the main section of the building, so let's begin this by laying out a 18 long by 18 wide ring of gray concrete blocks. And then with this area laid down, we can now build the walls up to a total height of 13 blocks tall. Now once we have these walls in place, we'll then build some more walls off to the right side for the garage area. So from the ends of this wall, let's place down another ring of gray concrete that is 15 blocks long and 18 blocks wide. And now with this section's area laid down, we can build these walls up to a total height of 7 blocks tall. So once we have all the walls built, we'll next add in the flooring to the house. So let's start at this right section and replace all the grass at the bottom layer with stone blocks. Then at the top layer of these walls, we'll also add a floor by placing in a layer of oak planks. Now for the left part of the house, we'll add in 3 layers of the flooring here. So let's do that by placing in a layer of oak planks at the 2nd, 7th, and 12th block up on these walls. Next up, we'll add in a couple roofs to cover over these two sections of the building. So starting with the left section, let's come to the top layer of the wall and begin placing stone brick stairs around the top edge of these 4 walls. Then once we have one layer of the stairs in place, it should be pretty self-explanatory from here, as we'll just have to keep going up a row each time until we eventually reach the top. Now moving over to the lower right section, the roof will mostly be the same, only this time we'll be adding the stairs around 3 walls instead of 4. So we can start this by placing stairs around the top edge of these walls and continue to add more rows until we reach the top. Also, when we get to the top 4 layers of this roof, it will end up merging with the roof at the left side, so all we have to do is simply just connect them together like I do here. Then once these roofs are in place, let's next add upside down quartz stairs below the bottom layer of stone brick stairs for both of these roofs. Next up, we'll add in the porch to the house, starting with marking out the corners of it with some columns. So come to the point on which this taller wall ends, go out 3 blocks from it, and place in a 6 tall column of quartz pillar blocks here. Then come over to the front left corner of the house, go out 3 blocks diagonally from the corner, and place in another one of these columns here. And for the last column, let's go to the back left corner and place one that is 3 blocks over to the left of the wall. So now that we've marked out the corners of the porch, we can add the flooring to it by placing a 3 wide layer of stone blocks between the walls and pillars that is a block up from the ground. Then we'll add a couple staircases to get onto the porch, so at both the front and left side place a 4 wide staircase of quartz that aligns with the middle of the taller walls. Now once the 2 staircases are in, let's then add the same 6 tall quartz pillar columns to each side of them. Next, with all the columns in place, let's now add a couple rows of quartz stairs and upside down stairs at the bottom 2 rows between each column. Then on top of all these quartz stairs we just placed, let's also add a bunch of upside down and sideways facing stairs for the porch railing. Now all that is left is to build the overhang above the porch. So starting at this far right quartz pillar, let's place a quartz slab on top and then add more over to the wall that extend up half a block each time. And then let's go around to the back left quartz pillar and do the same thing with the quartz slabs here. Now in between these 2 sections of quartz slabs that we made, let's extend 4 rows of stone brick slabs, all the top edges of them that wrap around the sides of the house. Then with this overhang in place, let's add upside down quartz stairs under it at each of the pillars and at the 2 ends of the wall. And finally, to finish up this porch, let's add quartz slabs between all the quartz stairs we just placed. Next up, we'll add in all the doors and windows to the house. So let's start with the front door by adding 2 oak doors up on the porch at the middle of this wall. Then let's go to the back right part of the house and place in a back door to the garage using a couple oak doors as well. Next, we'll add in the 2-car garage doors at the front right part of the house. So if we go 2 blocks over from the right corner, let's clear out a 5 wide and 4 tall section of this wall for the first door. Then go over a block from this gap and clear out another space for the second door. Now with both these gaps cleared out, let's go inside of this and add an extra layer of gray concrete around these 2 openings. Then let's go outside again, and in between these 2 gaps, let's add horizontally placed quartz pillar blocks across the extra layers of concrete we just added so the doors are indented a block. And now let's add a couple windows into each of the garage doors using white stained glass panes. Next, we'll add in the rest of the windows using white stained glass panes. So starting at the top part of this front wall, let's add a couple windows in 2 blocks from each end of the wall with trapdoors at the sides of them. Then let's go over to the left side and add a couple more of these same windows that are 5 blocks in from each end this time. Now under each of these windows we just made, let's add some single tall windows at the porch level. Next, let's go around to the back of the house, and on this section of wall we'll add 4 windows that are each 2 by 2 blocks. So start by adding the first window down 1 and over 2 blocks from the top left corner, and then evenly space the remaining windows 3 blocks apart from each other. And then with these windows in place, let's add 4 quartz slabs above and below each one with trapdoors at the sides of them. Lastly, let's go over to the side of the garage and add a couple 4 wide windows that are 3 blocks in from the ends of the walls. Next up, we'll add a couple more windows into these roofs at the front. So starting with the top left roof, let's first remove the middle 6 stone brick stairs for the first 2 rows here. Now on top of this gray concrete we just exposed, let's add up 3 blocks of this at the 2 ends. Then besides these 2 columns, let's add up another 2 rows of this concrete that are a block taller this time. Now let's connect these last 2 columns together at the top and then add another 2 blocks over them. Then in between this gap here, let's add in the window using white stained glass panes. So now with this window in place, we will next remove any of the stairs that sit directly behind any part of this window or frame. And then at the back of this window, let's add up an extra layer of concrete for the end 2 rows only. Next we'll add a couple columns at the ends of this window that span all the way down to the porch. So starting from the porch, go over a block from each side of the doors and place up 14 tall columns of quartz pillar blocks. Then in between these 2 columns, let's add a row of quartz stairs that sit above the porch overhang. And now with the columns in place, we can start adding the roof over top of this window. So starting from the top edges of the quartz pillars, we can extend up rows of stone brick stairs from each side that connect back up to the main roof. Then off the ends of the stone brick stairs, let's add in a row of quartz stairs for the trim. Next up, we'll also add in one of these windows for the roof at the right side. So we can start by removing 6 blocks of the stone brick stairs at the center of the roof again, however only do so for the second row in this time. Then we can actually follow the same exact steps as we did with the first one, only this time we won't add in the quartz pillars to it and we'll make the glass pane window a block shorter. So once we have both these windows in the roofs, we'll lastly add some 4 wide flower beds under each of the windows using dirt, trapdoors, and any flowers. Lastly, we will add in the driveway and other decorative features to the house. So let's add in the driveway first by replacing 12 rows of the grass in front of the garage walls with stone blocks. Then we'll add a raised flower bed between the left side of the driveway and the porch stairs. So make a curved flower bed that goes out 5 blocks using stone slabs and add rose bushes within it. And now let's connect a walkway from the end of the stairs to the driveway by replacing the grass around the flower bed with stone blocks. Next we'll add a flower bed at the right side of the house as well. So first add a border of stone slabs along the right side of the driveway, and then create a flower bed that curves out 4 blocks to the right along the wall and add any combination of flowers within it. Then after we have this flower bed in place, let's go back around to the porch and start adding leaves around the two sides of it for some bushes. Lastly, we will now add in a chimney to the back of the house. So go over a block from the end of the porch and add in a 6 wide and 6 tall wall of cobblestone. Then add 2 cobblestone stairs up from each end of the wall and fill in the space under them with more cobblestone blocks. And now from the top of this, add up a 2 wide column of cobblestone that is 7 blocks tall, and then add 4 cobblestone walls at the top to finish it up. Now with the house complete, all that remains is decorating the interior. I'm not going to go in depth as you can decorate the interior to your own liking, but if we head inside here, I'll quickly show you how I decorated mine as an example. But that is going to be all for this Suburban Mansion house tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed and thank you so much for watching. As always, I'd love to hear all your feedback and don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed, as that would be much appreciated. And with that said, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Later guys, bye bye.